Good afternoon, folks. Thanks very much for tuning in to CastingSolWatcher.com. Today is a weather aware video update. We've not been having many weather aware video updates last few weeks because the weather has not been that severe enough to trigger one of these updates, but today it has certainly been. We've seen some very heavy thunderstorms track the way from west to east across parts of North Midlands and Northern England. As I mentioned in this morning's blog, and those thunderstorms have really got themselves going. We've seen some develop through Ireland, parts of North Wales too. Those have been very heavy and torrential, and we've seen the main bulk of thundery weather work their way through parts of northeast England, some very heavy and all torrential thunderstorms, and also torrential thunderstorms in this area of the world. And if we just look at the lightning chart as of 2:45 today, T45, and again it's these parts of Lincolnshire, eastern parts of the country, some very heavy and also torrential thunderstorms, and these are continuing to rumble on through the east coast, and they'll continue to rumble on into the North Sea, but tending to break up into the evening across these more eastern parts of the country, and a few storms going elsewhere, just picking up on some lightning around the Dublin area of the Republic of Ireland. So there is some other thunder activity today away from parts of eastern England. What about further ahead? Well, now we'll have a look at the charts from the Cape and Lifted Index values charts, and also looking at the facts charts, see how things are shaping up over the next few days across the UK in terms of convectional activity, because it is looking certainly very interesting into next week. Before we look at next week itself, just want to show you the current chart today. It's this trough here across parts of northern Scotland. Here we've got this instability across many parts of the country. This front here and the shortwave front across western parts, that's what's bringing the showers to the eastern parts of Ireland and northern Wales. You remember I mentioned. And these fronts tracking tracking from west to east across northern. That's what's been bringing the heavier and also thundery torrential showers across these more eastern parts of northern England. Elsewhere, mainly dry by the odd shower across the south and also north. Very windy in the south, though. Gusts today reported of between 15 and 55 miles per hour in some parts. They were very gusty today across the southern parts of the UK. Some very, very unsettled weather for this middle part of June. And just looking ahead to Friday, well, again, look, there still is some good Cape and Lifted Index values across the British Isles there stretching through Ireland. So I think it's, again, these parts of northern England, parts of southern Ireland too. Some heavy showers tomorrow, about some thunder and hail in places of Capes. Values between 400 and 600 in places. Some very high Cape values there. And lifted indexes between 0 and -1 in places. So some very, very torrential downpours can be expected. Not widespread, not everywhere. Again, it's parts of northeastern England, I think, and southern Ireland and parts of western Scotland, northern Ireland, perhaps see the worst of it. Southern parts of the UK, I think southern parts of Wales and southern parts of England missing out on the worst of the weather. And looking ahead to Saturday, well, again, it's the same. Places north, eastern parts of England, southern Scotland, perhaps too. Again, here we yesterday torrential downpours, which may give 50 to 20 millimetres in places. We could see anything up to 30 millimetres or 40 millimetres perhaps by Saturday across some parts of northern England. So again, there is a risk of some surface water flooding, perhaps even some river flooding in places. So the river levels are certainly one to watch as we go through towards Saturday in northeast England in terms of downpours across the UK. And of course, with the short-term downpours, you get some, say, places may get between 50 and 20 millimetres of rainfall within 2 or 3 hours. That is certainly enough to trigger off, let's say, some surface water flooding in places. Some very interesting weather coming up tomorrow and also Saturday across northeast England too. And then widespread moderate showers during Saturday across many other parts of the UK, with the heaviest then confined to northeastern parts of England, stretching up through Lincolnshire, through towards parts of Fife in Scotland. And this is chart for Thursday at 6 PM. I don't get too excited, but there is just a risk. Thursday the 20th of June, there is just a risk for next week. We see some very, very active thunderstorms work their way up through Europe and into the British Isles here on a European explosion plume here, because many parts of the country here, some very torrential downpours may be expected. As I say, if this comes off, Cape and Lifted Index values up to -10 just across the coast of Kent. That could bring some very, very heavy and also torrential downpours. Certainly it's one to watch. Of course, I'll keep you up to date here on the blogs. Now this is starting to come into the normal sequences. It's certainly one to keep you up to date around the blogs page and also the weather update, so we'll always keep you up to date with that. And notice that of course northwestern parts of the UK mainly calm in these areas through towards next week, but again the risk of widespread risk I think through the middle to back end of next week of developing some very, very heavy showers, heavy torrential thundery showers across some central and southeastern parts of the UK in particular, but widespread too through towards the end of next week and towards central parts of next week as well. Okay, so thanks very much for watching. Thanks very much for tuning in. A very interesting and active period has started to bubble up across the UK today, and that looks like it'll continue into tomorrow and also through to Saturday too. And then through towards next week, there's just a risk of perhaps some even stronger connected convection activity coming through towards sort of Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Of course, I'll keep you up to date posted with that one, the risk of that one too. So thanks very much for watching. Don't forget to tell your friends about castingsoverwatch.com if you like it. You'll be supported to growth and also expansion of castingsoverwatch.com by doing that. Tune in at 8 PM today because we've got the surprise blog coming up at 8 PM. A very interesting blog tonight if you like weather and also climate if you're a fan of them both. Do tune in at 8 PM. You can keep up to date on my Twitter feed. So thanks very much for watching and see you later.